वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. I offer my obeisance to the divine in you. Where are you going? Do you know the answer to this question? Everybody is running. Or most people are anyway. Some are running to get what they don't have. Others are running to protect what they have. Many are running to take from others what they have. And some are running to give to others what the others don't have. In summary, everybody is running to attain something. That can be anything. And generally, that thing is the one where they have placed an importance. Some have a goal and they are running towards a goal. Many don't have any goal. They are simply just running. Of these two, there is no problem if you are running towards the attainment of a certain goal. However, once a goal is achieved, the human mind, the human brain, or the conditioning of the soul, people tend to think that now that my goal is achieved, I have to set a new goal. Is it right? Or is it wrong? Honestly, I don't know the answer to that question. Because right and wrong are, as I say, expressions of the conditioned mind. What is right for you maybe is wrong for somebody else. So, there is no problem if you want to work towards attainment of your goals. But don't you think it is problematic if your whole life you are running for the attainment of material goals? Sometimes goals may not be material, but very often they are material. And because material is, the very term is, it kind of robs away your peace. Because everything that is material is not infinite. Everything that is material is one way or the other a scarce resource. It is important to know, where are you going? It is important to know where you are going, in fact. Because if you don't know where you are going and you're simply just running, then that becomes the primary characteristic of your life. All the way till the end, till your last breath, you will find yourself running. Based on your lifestyle, most of which is not your own. It is a borrowed lifestyle. Why borrowed? Because you have observed others living a certain lifestyle, and you have borrowed parts of it that you thought are appealing to you. You observed your parents, your peers, your friends, your family, and everybody else in the society. Now you are pure bliss. Your true nature is pure bliss. And to live a happy life, to live a fulfilling life, really one does not need beyond very basic, few very basic things, often categorized under love, which is not really a thing, shelter, food, and clothing. But because of the conditioning, due to many factors, social, professional, and the rest of it, and so forth, you have now started wanting things that actually you don't want. You never thought you wanted those things, but because you've lost sight of who you are, you have now started wanting those things. And as a result, your life has become complicated. Your life has become complex. The process of decision making has become more difficult. Now you are always having to choose. Always. It does not need to be that way. If you want it, you can simplify your life. And that is going to make all the difference to your mindset and to your perception of what is happy versus unhappy. So going back to my original question, where are you going? What is the goal that you are working towards? Is it one or is it many? Have you given yourself a time frame to achieve those goals? If not, then how can it be a goal? The key feature of a goal is that it has a time frame attached to it. If there is no time frame, it is almost like a dream. So what should happen when you do attain your goal? Assuming you have a goal with a time frame attached to it, and you achieve that goal, does that mean you stop living? No, actually that means you start living. After you've attained your goal, you need to learn to enjoy the fruits of your efforts and not work on keep having more fruits. Imagine you work really hard and you make a very nice sticky date pudding. Yum. And you baked it, you made the dough, you baked it, and it's all ready. And you're ready to eat. And you put a scoop of vanilla ice cream with it. Your goal was to make the pudding, but not necessarily the goal was to make the pudding. The goal was to enjoy the pudding. Now you have made the pudding. Are you now going to start making a new pudding? Or are you going to sit down and actually partake of what you've just made? Are you going to sit down and start biting into it and start enjoying it? Or are you going to start making a new one? And a new one? And a new one? And then one more? And one more? And one more? That is essentially what is happening in most people's lives. They work very hard to make the pudding. Some succeed very well in doing that. But before they can sit down and enjoy the pudding, setting up the table, soft light, and the rest of it, they start worrying about a new pudding. So you need to know when to sit down and eat your pudding and not just keep making new ones. If you know when to sit down and enjoy, you will find that achieving your goals becomes very easy. Think of a horse that has to run the race. If it is fed well, and if it has taken proper break, it can run faster. It can run better. Unless you learn to switch off, how are you going to learn to switch on? If you're always going to keep yourself switched on, how on earth are you going to always stay productive or efficient? If you learn to take break, and you learn to take the right break at the right time, you will find that you don't have to run as much compared to your current lifestyle. The key thing is you need to have some material goal. I know it is kind of a normative statement that you should do this or you should have this, and what I am expressing is merely my opinion. If you don't like it, you don't have to take it. But if you don't have any goal, you will keep running. Let's say today you are 40 years old. And let's say you lived a very good life, but you did not have a goal. Just because you did not have a goal does not mean that you did not achieve a lot. You probably achieved a great deal, but you kept on achieving and achieving and achieving and achieving, and then some. Somewhere along the line, you need to take a break. You need to stop. You need to sit down. You need to reflect on all that you've been doing, and you need to analyze your work. You may be startled with the answers you're going to get. If you keep yourself busy all the time, every moment, when are you going to sit down and think? Because the function of thinking is very unique to humans. I think it's something you should take advantage of. You're busy planning. You're planning your life. but you're not busy thinking. How absolutely wonderful it's gonna be when you will sit down and start thinking and form your own opinion. But to truly form your own opinion about everything or about anything at all requires that you turn inward. I don't think in any of my talks I do without using this phrase, turning inward. But it is an important one. Until you sit down and analyze properly, you will keep wanting more. How much more do you want? The biggest problem is not that people don't want to relax. It is that people don't know how to relax. I know a lot of people who have all the resources one could possibly want to retire this very moment. But they choose to go through the stressful life. They choose to go through the slog. Why? Because they tell me that if I retire now, I have money and my house is paid off and my financial needs are taken care of. I have enough in the kitty, but I don't know how to enjoy. First question they ask is, if I retire, what am I going to do? Well, eat the pudding. Don't keep on making a new one just because you have an oven and you've got the ingredients. It does not mean you have to keep cooking. Somewhere along the line, you have to draw the line. You have to say, I'm happy, I'm satisfied with what I have. Therefore, I'm going to start living a more meaningful life. I am going to do something that gives me inner fulfillment, and not just big cars or loud parties or vintage wines. Something more than that. Something that helps me get home. Something that helps me go deep within me. Something that makes me of greater use to the society, to the world, to my fellow human beings. Why stop actually at that? To all the living beings. When you dedicate your life to a cause, life automatically becomes more fulfilling. Try it. You don't have to quit today, but you can start experimenting with what I have just told you. Maybe in a way what I have told you is nothing new. It's something you have always known, and something maybe you even considered doing. But you have to know one thing. If you are going to keep your life complicated, you are not going to experience peace. If you are one of those who has multiple credit cards, more than one mortgage, more cars than you need in your garage, if your bedroom is always full of stuff, chances are there is too much clutter in your life. For reasons unknown to the mankind and to you, you have made your life complicated for no apparent reason. So you need to start simplifying. You need to start removing the clutter. When you start to remove the clutter outside, the inner cleansing will become very easy. In fact, as you move outside clutter out of your life, the inner world will, as if an automatic act, become very clean and clear. With a clean and clear self that has now been simplified, you will start to see things, attainments, achievements, goals, living, lifestyle, people, society, everything you are going to start seeing in a new light. And that is going to change your world forever. Ask yourself really before going to bed tonight, is there really a need for me to run like this? Is there a need for me to make my life so complicated? And life is going to be complicated if you're going to keep running outside for fulfillment. If your definition of happiness, or if your definition of status is having certain material things, then your life will continue to be basically a hodgepodge offering of the divine to you. It is continue to be in a state of turmoil. Your sleeping pattern, and your appetite, and your emotional state, all of these are going to be nicely put in doldrums. So you really somewhere have to put your foot down, analyze, stop, analyze, assess, and then make a course of action. Chart yourself a course of action based on where you are today and where do you want to be. Otherwise, you're going to keep running. So much so for the practical aspect. From the spiritual side, there is no sense to any desire. There is no justification to any goal. Sounds pretty harsh, doesn't it? But that's the fact. Who prompts you to keep on desiring more? Who prompts you to keep on making more? Who prompts you to keep on running? Who is asking you that achievement of such and such goal is actually how you define success? What does success mean to you? Have you ever asked yourself this question? Is it about getting a professional degree? Is it about getting a good job, a managerial job? Is it about living a materially fulfilling life? Is it sense gratification? Is it all of the above? Or is it none of the above? Have you asked yourself, how would I like to live my life? What would I like to be? I. Not how I would like to be seen as. My definition. My opinion, on my terms. Just because everybody else is doing does not mean it becomes right. And just because nobody else seems to be doing it does not mean it is wrong. If you really want to lead a happy life, if you really want to enjoy that state of bliss, my friend, you have to turn inward. You need to tread the path of self-discovery, self-realization. Everything will become clear. At that point in time, you will know what to desire. Right now, you don't know what to desire. Because you have kind of lost touch with yourself, you actually possibly, and I'm not making no judgments here, I'm just suggesting, you possibly don't even know what should be your goal at this point in time. Do you? Do you know what should be your goal? I cannot say that your goal should be to discover yourself. I cannot say your goal should be to seek God. Your goal should be what you want it to be. The only thing I am suggesting is, if it is a material goal, upon its fulfillment, your joy is going to be short-lived. And you will find a new recipe again, and you will heat up the oven again, and you're going to start making a dough again, and you will feel the urge that, okay, I have to make a new pudding before you can even enjoy what you've just made. You are the pudding master. You keep making new pudding. Settle down, stop. Stop. It's a very good word. It's a very, very, very powerful word. Stop. 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 Just hold back a little. Just pull back a bit, okay? Just stop. Just experience a dawning of peace. When your mind stops, you experience bliss. When your body stops, you experience relaxation. When you stop working, you experience a vacation. When you stop eating, you experience a metabolic slowdown. Everything starts from stop. If you're not going to stop, how are you ever going to start? If you're not going to stop doing what you're doing today, how are you going to start doing new things? You tell me how. To experience the vacation of the mind, learn to stop. A lot of the times you see at popular kind of tourist spots, people go and they have a huge list of things they want to do. That is their life, and they have every right to live their life the way they want and hold on to their opinion. But think about it for a moment. You are going for a vacation. You've made yourself a list that looks like Dead Sea Scroll, and you have a list of things you want to do. My God, you are out on a vacation. Your list should be to do nothing, to enjoy, to stop. You have taken the flights and you've gone through the whole deal so that you can stop, not so you can run more. You want to go for adventure, you want to go scuba diving, you want to go skydiving, you want to go for this theme park, that theme park. basically what you're doing is you are shifting your focus of busyness from work to vacation. So what happens after the vacation? You feel good for a day or two, because when you get back to work, your work, you feel good. Oh, I had a vacation. But really, in you, you're not relaxed. You haven't come off your tiredness. In fact, you made yourself more tired. Chances are you rented a car and you drove around a few hundred kilometers in a matter of a few days. How on earth do you justify that as a vacation? Is it a vacation? You almost like serve a sentence. Think about it. So what to do when there are two people, a couple, and one of the partners want to go out? It is the type of discussion I am not even going to attempt to get in, because there is no win-win answer on this one. But I am saying that is not my focus presently. I'm saying you are out on a vacation, but you're not able to feel relaxed or feel very relaxed because you don't know how to stop. Until the time you learn to question what is it that you're doing, learn to be at ease in your own company in solitude, you're not going to feel any better. You can even spend a whole year in going around the world. When you come back, no doubt, you would feel good for a few days, and you would have lots and lots of pictures, and probably you would have a lot to talk about different types of people, cultures, cuisine that you experienced on your world tour. But now you've given yourself more fodder, don't you think? You've given yourself more items to talk about. The real you is the best company you can have, believe it or not. One day when you start to experience the bliss in you, you will know what I mean. So the real you is full of bliss. And it's the best company you can have. Till such time that you learn to enjoy your own company, how on earth the world is going to enjoy your company? Most people run away from solitude. Why? Because they cannot be in their own company. And that is problematic, if you ask me. When you start to enjoy and rejoice in your own company. Your own company is when you are just by yourself. No television, no phone calls, no BlackBerry, no emails, no surfing the net, and no newspapers, and no magazines, no journals, basically no books, no reading material, just you. In your own company. Okay, you can have food. But that's it. Can you imagine how restless you are going to feel initially? Because that is a sign of a conditioned mind. That is the hallmark of a conditioned soul. That person cannot live in solitude. And by solitude, just like I said, no TV, no reading material, no engagement, no interaction, nothing, just you in your own company. You lock yourself in a room 10 by 10, sit. Maybe you can spend some time sleeping, but does not mean that when you're in solitude out of 24 hours, you end up sleeping for 16 hours and you say, oh, I had a wonderful time in my solitude. No, you are going to walk out more dull. Solitude means being aware of every single moment. Solitude means being awake. Solitude means enjoying your own company. And that is not going to come overnight. Because you are running away. You're running away from your own company. That is why you're always running, my friend. That is why you don't know where you're going. You may claim you know where you're going. And if you do so, I ask you, why are you going there? What will be your answer? You may know, okay, I have a certain goal. Why do you have a certain goal? Why do you have that particular goal? Do you know the answer to that one? And who has given you that goal? And why is that goal important to you? More important than the relationships? More important than the people who are around you, who care about you, who think about you, and you sacrifice all that for the attainment of your own material goal? Your kids may be running around the house, but you're too busy to spend time with them. And after you've achieved your goal, and you slow down, not because you no longer have the goal, but because time, circumstances, your body makes you slow down one day. And when you slow down, you end up having some more time at your hands, and at that point in time you think, okay, I would like to spend some time with my family. But guess what? At that point in time, there is no family. Your partner has learned to live without you, and your children are either on their way out or are already out. They have learned their own way of living, and chances are they are going to follow your footsteps one way or the other. Because the patterns that exist in parents' lives also, mostly, not always, show up or emerge in the lives of their children. So where are you going? And why are you going there if you know where you are going? And who has told you to go there? And what do you aim to achieve when you get there? A lot? Not a lot? Some? And what is that thing that moves you, that ticks you, that is making you move like this? What is important to you? Peace? Happiness? Or a label? Status? That you are rich, or you are a CEO, or you are a doctor, or you are XYZ, you're a specialist, or whatever you want to call it. So do you want to choose peace and happiness and bliss? Or do you want to choose a flashy life? Or okay, even if not flashy, at least a materially fulfilling life. You choose. It's your choice, and you decide. I'm only asking you that you ask yourself a few fundamental questions. Where am I going? And if I know where am I going, why am I going there? Who has told me to go there? Basically, on what am I basing my goal? 4. Why is it important for me to go there? 5. Do I know the cost? Do I know the price of attaining my goal? What all will I need to sacrifice if I get there? These are the 5 questions you ask yourself. The answers may help you first to stop, second to analyze, third to assess, question, all those things basically. That's all I have to say. I know where I'm going, so I have to get going. Thank you very much for your time. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat.